Yes, folks, I had to check my calendar as well. It is not April 1st. Dwarf Fortress is coming to Steam. And I'm going to give you guys a quick overview at the front of this video, just covering all the details. And then near the end, I'm spending a little more time going over the screenshots that have been released and just kind of giving my thoughts about everything. So if you're just looking for the bare bone info, then don't worry about how long this is or how long YouTube says it is. So first, let's look at the Dwarf Fortress page on Bay 12 Games. Here's the announcement that came out today, and I will get this video up as soon as I can. And yeah, they're saying it's come out to Steam. They're going to be on the KitFox Discord. KitFox is going to be the publisher on Steam all day today, so you can go say hi to them over there and ask any questions you might have. They're also doing 2 Reddit AMAs tomorrow, Thursday the 14th. So if you want to be involved in those, head over there, or just wait till they're over and read them, which is probably what I'm going to do. So let's check out the more detailed announcement that he sent on the Patreon page. So I'm not going to read this out or anything. I'm just going to give you an overview of how I understand it. So essentially, the reason why they're doing this, as we know from some of Zach's and Tarn's previous updates, is that Zach has had some health issues, Tarn's brother, and apparently he's been on a really expensive medication over the years. I know exactly what that is like. And we know he had a cancer scare recently. That was in, I think I mentioned that in the most recent development update I did. But they're also, I think they're both around my age too. So like me, they got parents who are aging and you're concerned about their health. And I think this is a way, just one way to look at it. It's a way to give them more padding financially. It's going to be, the discoverability of Steam, the eyeballs they're going to get looking at this. I imagine that the Steam page is going to say that it's highly rated, huge satisfaction with the game, but just more people will know about it. So hopefully that'll take away some of the anxiety of, worrying about having enough money to keep the people you love healthy. So he's working on the villain release first, so no worries there. This isn't going to delay Dwarf Fortress in any way. And the thing to just be aware of, because I think there's always this chance, a little kickback, people that have been around for a long time, be like, oh, Steam, no, this is our indie little darling, but one, it's not ours, obviously, it's Tarn's and Zach's, and but they also committed to continuing to release the game in the exact same way they always have on the Bay 12 Games website, for free, ASCII mode, so on and so forth. Now, what's added to the Steam version is going to be a default tile set, at least one. It's not a ton of detail, but we do have screenshots, and I'll be looking at those later. But it'll be published by KitFox Games, and it's being made possible by them and Tanya X. I'm not aware of Tanya, I don't think, but he says they've code-edited some books together, and he knows her personally, so that's always a good sign in my book. She's contracted with Mike Mayday and Meph to do the graphics. I definitely know Meph. I've used Meph's tile set and his starter pack. I think the last 2 series maybe I did on Dwarf Fortress on my YouTube channel or on Twitch also used the Meph tile set. And Mayday, I believe, was also a tile set or graphics guy. I feel like I have this recollection that there was a Mayday tile set or a Mayday graphics option. But I don't think I've ever used it. And he says they're going to just work closely with them, make sure everything meshes well. As people who've been in the modding scene with the tile sets and stuff, I've never made actually I have kind of made a little bit of my own, but I never published anything. But it's difficult. It's a pain with the raws, and every update breaks stuff. So I'm glad that they're going to be working together on this. And they also have brought on a talented composer and sound effects designer by the name of Dabu, D-A-B-U, who I don't recognize the name, but I think it'll be great to have some different musical tracks and sound effects in the game. Of course, um, there's been SoundSense in the past. I'm sure that's still around. But it's nice to have something that's developer approved, um, matches the tone they want for their game. Obviously, we're going to have tons of modding options. And if this is a more of a sound effects system integrated into the game, I imagine we'll just have tons of mods that have to do with sound effects and music as well, which will be great. And of course, by being on Steam, it's going to have Steam Workshop support, which is probably the thing that most people are going to look forward to. Again, as it is, updates come out, things break, you're waiting, you got to manually install the updates to your favorite utilities and tile sets and stuff like that, or just wait until the starter pack comes out where they've done all the work for you. Hopefully, this will get rid of all that. We'll be able to just hop on the workshop, subscribe to something. It'll automatically update when Dwarf Fortress updates or whenever it's available for an update. And just, it'll be less of a pain in the butt to deal with mods for those of us who like to mess with mods. Now, for you purists out there, I fully expect you to just continue to go to the Bay 12 Games website. If you buy it on Steam, yes, you'll be supporting the developer a little bit, but also KitFox and Steam are going to take a cut of that. So if the idea is just, you're okay with the base game, you just want to support Dwarf Fortress development, then he's got Patreon, PayPal, and I believe that's it. But, ways that will take a lot less of a cut. He'll see more of the money. So what it sounds like to me, this is just kind of the way I'm understanding this, because he says that when the Steam version is released, people that choose to pick it up will get the new graphical tiles, new music, and audio, as well as Steam Workshop integration. So my guess is those three specific things, this specific tile set, the specific music and sound effects that are being developed for the Steam release, and the Steam Workshop integration, those are the only things that are going to be exclusive to the Steam version, from my understanding of this at this early stage. So before I go and take a look at the tile sets and stuff, I am going to bring up the itch page real quick. One, because I think itch is a great place. It's always nice to have more options. I love that it's indie focused. And I believe it's the developer gets to choose the cut that they give to itch specifically. I know it's supposed to just be a temporary thing, but I think that's still the case. But whatever it is, they take a lot less of the cut anyways. I don't know what percentage KitFox will be getting from this. This is on kitfoxgames.itch.io. You can't see the URL bar from the way I've captured this for some reason. But the reason why I bring this up, you get all the same tile set screenshots that I'm going to look at in a second. There is an FAQ as well on Google Docs, which I haven't taken a look at. And it just kind of gives you an overview of Dwarf Fortress. But at the bottom, this is the only place I've seen this so far. Expected price is $20. So there you go. That's an expected itch price. I would almost expect it to be higher on Steam, because I believe Steam takes a 30% cut, maybe 40, but I think it's 30. So they could afford to have it cheaper on itch if they chose to do so. I do not know. It does not say anything so far from what I've seen about whether you'll get a Steam key so that you can use Steam Workshop with the one you buy through itch. If they're just being a storefront for, some keys or something, I don't know. But there we go. Let's take a look at the tile sets. So let's see. Let's move that down a little bit. Let you see as much as possible. So this is the first screenshot. You got a tranquil looking fortress here. Some nice grass and trees outside. Got some woodcutters cutting down the trees. My first thing when I look at this is it looks clean. It's like, that's the highest praise I think you can have for a tile set. Sure, if it's cute, this is cute. I think it's cute. Whatever. I'm not a big cute connoisseur, but the wheat looks cute. The important thing is what everything is at a glance, and yeah, I honestly, I don't know if I can imagine this being better in that sense. Obviously, everyone has their own specific likes and dislikes when it comes to graphical style and stuff. But you can tell these are woodcutters. They're holding an axe. This is, a guy with an axe for fighting. These are cows. I like the grass. I know that's maybe sounds like a weird thing to say, but I mean, you can tell it's just tiles of grass. But even with the tile sets, the kind of variable grass, which I know you could turn off, at least on the ASCII, and a lot of tile sets I think had an ability to turn it off as well. Uh, it's too busy for me. You lost things like the plants or little saplings and shoots and little bugs or whatever that is on the ground. Porcupine, hedgehog, something. Oh, we got a human, little human mace man over there, probably an adventurer of some sort. So again, just look at this. We got our stockpiles with the typical stockpile hatch you see in a lot of tile sets. Obviously, you got some plump helmets being grown indoors. The workshops, I think, are brilliant. They look kind of familiar from some other tile sets, but look, they got different flooring, so you know exactly that what they are. That they're workshops. Exactly what tiles they fall on, where the openings are, where you can pass through. So that's great. You can just glance at them and know, okay, that's a tannery, that's a butcher, that's a carpenter's workshop, that's a mason's workshop. Like it's obvious. You got big things that catch your eye immediately, so you know just peripherally what these things are. You got the saw and wood, awesome. It's a carpenter workshop. You got a block of stone and a chisel, awesome. There's these big things you can see and recognize immediately. Actually, that's a little interesting. As I say that, and then I say, okay, well, this is actually probably the carpenter's workshop because it has the saw and wood, and that's it. Whereas this also has like a block in it. Maybe this is a dwarf's workshop. Because it also kind of has what looks like a chisel and a different type of saw and a hammer. So that would be my guess. That's Craftsdorf and that's Carpenter's. So there I go, contradicting myself on how quickly I was able to tell. But that's just my inability to see that those were two different shaped workshops and everything. We got these chests with the big keyholes on them. I actually really like that. Clothes on the floor because it's Dwarf Fortress and these jerks never put their stuff away. Nice little eating area. Okay, we can move on to the next one. But here we got some like polished flooring, some smooth stone to point out. And yeah, I think we covered most of the stuff. There's a frog. Okay, we got 5 of these. Here's the second one. This, I believe, is underground. I believe this is a cavern level. Every one of them has the same Z level on it. Let's just jump real quick. Well, I'll show you later, but it says Z143, and usually that would seem high to me. But I think this is underground. I don't know what these things are, these brown things, but you got mushrooms growing down here, so it's got to be cavern level. It looks like tree trunks, but my guess these are tower caps and stuff. So if we were up another level or two, maybe we'd see the big mushroom heads on them. But you got an underground water here, potentially. You got some what looks like birdmen, eaglemen, vulturemen, something like that with spears. And apparently some leather next to them, some hides. Oh, we got some traps here. Again, another good indication that this goes down into the caverns. Door. This is our first door we've seen. I think that looks pretty nice, actually. And some bats and stuff. So pretty sure that's cavern level. Now we have like a little outdoors battle scene. Again, if we look over here, we got Z43. So I don't know. Maybe the Z means something else, but usually it's Z level and it's on this side of the screen. So one thing I do want to point out is just the way they've integrated this. So instead of just a big black bar on, a third of the screen or a quarter of the screen, it's a little bit transparent. It's got, a little ornamentation around it to let you know that, this is a little menu. This little red thing here, it looks like a gem or something. My guess that's a handle. Maybe we can move this thing around and put it where we want it, which would be amazing. In fact, if you could have more customization options for this, maybe even like a landscape instead of portrait, I think that'd be great as well. It'd be interesting to see how much the modding community can do with the new stuff that's added to the game. Obviously, there's going to be some sort of a different way of dealing with what's drawn on the screen if they have stuff like this, specifically for this tile set, sounds, the sound system that's going to be put in the game, and along those lines. So it does look like we have a little bit of an evil biome going on over here. We got some reanimated bird dogs, I think, cat. Um, got some mounted goblins here, mace goblins, whip sickle goblin, lashers. That's what it is. Scimitar goblin. I like the goblins. Some different. Well, maybe that's just in my head. I don't know. I was gonna say they have some different shades to them, but I like those dogs. I think those are some pretty good dog graphics there. But it's a gruesome scene. We shouldn't stick around here too long. Looks like we got a bowery down here, workshop, and then we have stockpile for arrows and some targets and a chicken. Very nice. Butterfly. Yeah, I think I'm really gonna like this this tile set. Again, we're at Z143, and lava lakes are usually in the negatives, so maybe just ignore that. But yeah, so we got some furnaces, some coal furnaces. We got some magma furnaces here. I like how they've done that, so you can tell. Yeah, this is put on top of magma. It looks like they're being attacked by some more bird dogs or something, troglodytes. I don't know. And I'm guessing that's a metal crafting workshop because I don't see any armor or weapons specifically in it. So yeah, I mean, it's possible these are not magma furnaces, but magma like weaponsmiths. Like they have that, right? I don't know. It's been way too long since I played. I'm starting to feel like I don't have any room to talk here. But we got a gem setter there or cutter, one of the two. I never mess with gems, so we got another mason workshop as well. Some tracks, some stairs. I do like these up and down stairs, the eye stairs. And last but not least, we have some adventure mode screenshots. So we got Mostad Athelemus here in the steamy field. It looks like he's in a town. He's wearing an iron sword and mail shirt. So my guess is this is him. He's phased into the door somehow as well. But yeah, we got some dirty human beings around here. Snow outside, and just the typical kind of adventure mode stuff that's kind of cool to see in a screenshot, like what you can see, where you've been. That's grayed out. One of the things that could be really good about having a good tile set is the graphics on the signs. I can never tell what what's supposed to be behind these doors in towns, and unfortunately I don't know exactly what a lot of these signs mean either. This looks like an open bracket, no guests there. My guess this is just a house, not a tavern, because there's no sign outside. This guy looks like he's selling gems just based on what's on the floor, and this is kind of diamond shaped, but then we have like a backwards lowercase u. I have no idea what that would be. We have like a big B with a long stem on it that vaguely looks like it's from some other language. Have no idea what that would be about either, but there you go. And then you have a little bit of your kind of navigation frame up here. So that is just kind of an overview of the tiles. Again, I think it's a really clean tile set. I'm really kind of stoked to check it out once the new version comes out, or once it comes out on Steam. My guess is, I mean, he said he's already going to work on the villain workshop or villain update first, but it seems like they're getting pretty close probably with this. So my guess is that the villain update will come out. They may wait for a little bit of patching because there's always something to do right when it first comes out. And then I imagine we'll probably see this on Steam. These are just guesses by me, as all this has been if you haven't read it for yourself. I highly recommend doing so, just so you know if I've missed anything or if I am just adding my own commentary. But I try to be upfront about that. So, uh, let's see. Is there anything else I want to talk about? Yeah, I've covered new audio, new graphics, Steam Workshop. I just, it's going to be huge. It's got to be. If they can make the updating and modding process easier, um, that's going to be great. So the whole issue with Dwarf Fortress, is some of its discoverability. A lot of people just never heard about it because it's pretty niche. Uh, but it's also, it's hard to explain to people, even if you're trying to get people into it. And when you try to tell them how to, play it, because most times they have to watch it first or read a Let's Play before they'll even consider it. And then you explain, okay, well, go to the Bay 12 website. There's a zip file right up front. That's the most recent version. Download that, unzip it into a folder. Doesn't matter where, it doesn't install. Just double click on the exe. It'll come up. Oh, but that's ASCII mode, so you might not be able to tell what's going on. So if you're new to this, maybe you should download like a tile set or a graphics pack. But those are actually really hard to install. So how about you go out and get the new Lazy New Pack, Starter Pack, MEF Starter Pack. Um, and then that way you don't need the game anymore, so you can delete that zip file. But it comes with everything already installed. It have all these utilities you can mess around with and figure out how to use. You can change the graphics stuff occasionally, or you can change some of the configuration files for the game through the starter packs. And yeah, and then here's the settings I recommend, and then you're ready to play. And then, by the way, good luck. So that's kind of the current way that I personally have experienced trying to get people into Dwarf Fortress. I've done this many times, actually. Uh, I just the ability to be able to just search Dwarf Fortress on Steam, download that version, and you're set. Oh, you're interested in modding? Well, go to the Steam Workshop, and here's some of the mods I recommend. You can see them in my list or whatever. Then they'll, hopefully they'll update automatically for you. You subscribe to them, and yeah, I think that's going to be huge for the game. I'm really excited for them. I hope they're just rolling in the money, and that they have no anxiety about health issues or anything, at least when it comes to money. And honestly, I hope a lot more people get involved with this game. It's a great community. People that tend to enjoy this type of game tend to enjoy other people that enjoy this type of game. Try not to say people who like Dwarf Fortress are good people, because I'm sure there are some outliers. But again, I think this is exciting. If you're one of those people that hears their favorite indie games coming out on Steam and they get a little antsy, I get that. I totally understand. But I don't see much reason to have any concern about this. The game's still going to be available on Bay 12. It's still going to be available in the exact same way that you've always been able to get it. The only downside I could potentially see is some of the modders maybe, okay, it's a little harsh of a word, but abandoning the Bay 12's modding forums and only putting their mods out on the Steam Workshop. Just because, it's work. And just putting on Steam would be less work and more people would see it. But at the same time, the people who've been so involved in the community, in the modding scene, I don't think they're going to do that by and large. I don't think they're going to abandon the forums, because that's where the fans are. That's where the people who are really really stoked about the game hang out. And again, it's just a great community. I've never really posted anything, but I've lurked the forums a ton, and it's a blast, guys. Check it out if you haven't. So I'm gonna stop rambling because we are 23 minutes in, 24 now, and that's about it. So I do hope to get you guys some development updates coming up soon. There really not much has been happening. I was actually just kind of hoping to hold out till the villain update came out, but yeah, I don't know when that's gonna be. We're coming up close to a year since the last version we've gotten, which was in July. So, yeah, I think I'm maybe 2 months behind on the updates. Again, there hasn't been much, or a month and a half, or something like that. So, I will get another update video out there at some point. And I have been paying attention to development and really just not missing much. So, yeah, that's about it. And then once the version comes out, the villain version, I will be playing a ton of that. So if you've been missing content, I will try to be spending whatever little free time I have these days on getting you guys some new Dwarf Fortress content when it's available. So thanks for watching, folks. I will see you all then. Bye-bye.